conflicts and conflict resolutions are like rowing a boat after anchoring it at the seashore. It will take us nowhere. Whereas we should think about how we can get into the sea and then successfully complete our mission. So today's our topic is about organization building culture. And we have an eminent guest, Dr. M Narendra, former chairman and managing director of Indian Overseas Bank, whom I have seen for decades in building an organization in such a fascinating, wonderful way. And when we talk about organization building culture, it is the same thing that is going to help us in society building culture also, because we are using the same life-giving forces to build an organization and the society. Sir, so glad to interact with you in a casual discussion like this today. And I wanted to hear from you, the viewers who may like to hear from you, how was the journey in Corporation Bank, where you were part of the managing team, which transformed the bank from a lower status to such a fascinating heights of glory?
Good morning, NV. Also, it's my always pleasure to interact with you because you are a very innovative, creative, and always having the idea to be little different from others. And that qualities are also needed for any organization to succeed. We have to be definitely unique, and we should be exclusivity. And we should be exclusivity in the sense customers prefer our bank because they find something exclusively. And that can be created in a bank when there is a unanimity of thinking and there is a what you call collective endeavor and shared approach and shared goal, and everybody feels proud, and he has a sense of ownership of the organization where he's working. He or she never thinks that I am only working as an employee here. I am the creator contributing to the growth of this institution. So he actually not only fully endeavors, he gets totally attached and dedicated, and he gets to commitment and a sense of responsibility and accountability also, so that this institution should blossom from strength to strength. As you rightly said, Corporation Bank I have seen from a such a what you call small beginning as a bank, and up to a particular level around 33 years of journey. And I had the opportunity to see from a small 100 crores total resources how the bank has gone into a total business of 1 lakh crore. So it took quite a lot of time. In the initial period, Corporation Bank always thought that instead of merely growing aggressively, we need to be wherever we operate, people should feel about this bank, and they should get a know that if at all we have to do any great things, or if we have to do any step in towards of economic development in terms of their own prosperity or in their own enterprise development, here is the bank. So this is the bank. I feel as a employee, we were there. Similarly, customers would feel what you call proud that I am a customer of Corporation Bank. That culture needs to be developed, because if the customer do not feel proud that I am a customer of a bank like Corporation Bank, then our employees or our all of our endeavor will not be of any meaning. So for what purpose we work? We work for the prosperity of our customers. So even in the later period and from the beginning also, I had always a feeling that we must touch our hearts and have a sense of that belonging, and we must feel that. And once you touch the heart and sense of that feeling, that gets blossom in terms of your smile, in terms of your pleasantness, in terms of your broader outlook, and that gets passed on to the bank or the institution where you work, and that message as well as the what you call the wave passes from the top to the bottom, bottom to the up. So that is the story of, in a way, nutshell, the corporation bank.
Sir, Corporation Bank took long time to set its foundation. And once the foundation was strong, it was easy for you to branch out at every places. Now, can you tell us some stories of going to some strange places and establishing your business from the scratches?
Yeah, yeah. See that of course, I joined the corporation bank in planning and development as a officer training. So I had a period of almost around 5 years there. So that time I saw that from Mangalore and Udupi, which are the birthplace of bank, but in between there were no branches. Similarly, if you take Kundapur, there is no branch. So I said that this year, because it was the platinum jubilee year of Corporation Bank, 1976, we need to open 100 branches. So for that bank to think of opening 100 branches that time was a really what you call Herculean task, because never they had grown in that fashion. But we activized everything, applied licenses, and I'm very happy that the Reserve Bank gave us the entire list of licenses. So now you find from Corporation Bank Mangalore, when you go through up to Kundapur, every distance, we had a branch. And in fact, there were problem that those center has to be unbanked. Now, suppose we are opening a branch in Suratkal. Now, there is a place called Tadambail. So, Tadambail is unbanked. So, we opened a branch in Tadambail. Similarly, fashion, we are every place we did. Now, coming to the your question, how you took any branch or of our bank from the scratch to the top. That my story, though, in 3 places I had the similar, or even 4 places. When I was in head office, then I was posted to Baikampadi. Of course, that is my place where I come from, nearby Kulai. But that branch also had only NRI deposit from one of the earlier manager. And he said, patronized, but the local business where that is a fisherman community and all, we were not engaged much. So I activized that, and we gave around 5 to 6 Persian boat of each member getting 3,000 subsidy. So we need that way 100 members like that, and the balance will be given by the load. Now all those villages also we got it adapted. So in a period of hardly from 1980 to 81, that branch grown from strength to strength. So of course I was a single officer, so I had to work day and night and all. But there is a very happiness that branch really affected as the branch, real branch. Otherwise, what happens? There may not be any activity. Now, seeing this, my boss in the head office transferred me to Vidyanagar, Goa. This Vidyanagar branch, there also there is a story that local, of course, he's a very senior person from Goa. We had taken Goan person as a very senior position. But for him, this Vidyanagar, Goa, that is Madgaon, was a faraway place. He must be coming from. So what he focused on getting all his relatives deposit, and that deposit was there, nothing additional. So the head office wanted to close that branch, but they said, let us first try. Why not we post Mr. Narendra? So they posted me. So the first day when I was going, I saw in one garage of a house, there is a branch. So only one clerk and myself. So I was for a few days now, I was sitting in the branch and thinking, anybody will come. So nobody was coming. So what we said, the landlady had around 3 daughters. So they go to the college, study and all. So they come in the 3 o'clock or whatever time. So we said that we'll close the cash, everything keep inside. We will ask them to sit in the branch. Any one of them. Then myself and that male clerk in scooter, we will go to the every place in and around. So first we went to the Chowgle College opposite to our bank, and we met the principal, lectures, everybody. Then I said, okay, I will teach in this college. Whenever you want, I will come and address the students. But you have to support me from all your uh, personal accounts as well as the institutional account. So then quite a lot of business started. The college opened some provident fund account, this account, that account. Then we again went to some of the villages and gave a IRDP, the Integrated Rural Development Program. So many ladies. Nearby there was a church. I said I will sponsor the football of your church. So then football with that church patronized. Then some of our members felt that, sir, we have to have our own Lions Club, because our other Lions Club is a big Madgaon. They don't find any that they will give entrance. So I said, okay, we'll form a Lions Club for your own members of the bank customers. So the Lions Club was formed. So within 1 year, that deposit crossed 27 lakhs during that 1981. And immediately that no, this space will not be, because one or two clerks came new. Then we said we have to shift. So somebody said, so many people have tried, you will not get. So I had my eldest brother also working there somewhere in Madgaon. So his friend, I caught hold of him. He had a beautiful place which is building. So I said the ground floor is ours. So we got the branch done. With the result, that branch later grown up to say 1.57 crores in my period of 3 years there, and it had a 15 staff. So this type of story I repeated in Ahmedabad, I repeated in Delhi, then I repeated in Bombay, Nariman Point. So that is the story not only of me, my other colleagues also. So they were like in Rajkot, Mr. Nair used to be there, M Nair. So they developed the Rajkot and Saurashtra region. Similarly, when I went to Ahmedabad, we developed the concept of to participate in the Swaminarayan fair. 60 days we participated. I don't know whether I told earlier also. And staff first they refused. But I said, okay, my regional manager permitted, let us recruit 14 extra people. So we recruited 14 people. Then these people said, you don't keep them, we will come. So from morning 7 o'clock up to 2 o'clock night, we were all working. And 60 days, every day 3 lakh people coming. And the entire collection of the Swaminarayan fair, they gave it to our bank. And they said, this your activity and your contribution is great. So like that, we have to see the opportunities, grab it. And the corporation bank had that enthusiasm and momentum. That is more important. And you have to get the support of the head office also, your region head also. So everybody, the whole idea is development. And at the same time, giving opportunity to the colleagues to get themselves also self-developed.
The way you have built up the Gova branch, it was normally nobody will think in that way, sir, because you utilized your time, your strength to build the relations and connections, and you went out and did something which is not part of your regular career. You used your capability to teach and converted it into your business in different levels, and you did everything which others may not even think about. Forming the club and bringing people together and establishing. So you went all out, and your single focus was building the organization.
Yes.
And everything possible that you did. Yes, sir. Then we have seen the history of Corporation Bank going in such a huge height. Whenever I used to come to the head office, I was seeing every time there were momentum, movement. Everybody was live, active, and the grace in the face. Everything was so joyful to come over there also. So when we apply the same enthusiasm and the same spirit in building our society, if suppose we think our district, our state as an organization, and how we can engage, our youth is very dynamic, and now there is no distance a problem at all. We need not go to places to meet people. Everybody is available digitally, close by everyone. So give us some suggestions how we can build a society using the philosophy that you have applied in building organizations.
Any place where you operate, you have to be totally part of the development process of the society. And unless we become the developmental person, along with the other government officials, private agencies, NGOs, or other service clubs like Rotary, Lions, JCs, and also the certain governmental developmental program, I've always believed that the government developmental program and developmental policies and the other whatever spending which they have to do, people like us, the bankers and others, if they get involved, there will be meaning in that and it will get fully, properly utilized. So, and these developmental policies of the government are always in favor of the economic development. So, no banker can all feel, no, these are all additional tasks entrusted on us. I was telling you IRDP. That is a task entrusted to the bank. Later now, Narega, or there will be so many such farmers welfare, farmers cooperative societies, similarly self-help development group, village adoption, or similarly fisheries, animal husbandry, or any other poultry. In all these activities, priority sector per se, retail trade, professionals. Now, all these are the greatest opportunity where in our own efforts, we can see quite a lot of people who are interested in that. They are getting also today skill development by the government. So that involvement and participation, not as a force or as a pressure, but by a real involvement, when we do, we would get that the real benefits of that to the society. So in terms of the societal development also, all the policy makers, all the opinion makers, all those who can afford and who have the wherewithal and the means, and not merely of financial, even in terms of time, in terms of the energy, enthusiasm, and all that, if they get embraced all those activities, then only that societal development will become very powerful and very impactful. So we normally now, like, the corporates have got the corporate responsibility, social responsibility. 2% of the profit they are earmarking for the corporate social responsibility. But now, if it is merely given to some where you don't get involved, then the corporate per se and their employees themselves also will feel here there is no role for us. We are just giving to somebody and they themselves do something. Whereas the employees should get involved. Like, in Corporation Bank, we used to do blood donation camp from our Corporation Bank Recreation Club, where for some time, quite a long time, I was the president. So in the blood donation, we not only employees, the local people, the Indian Red Cross Society, other leading hospitals, all of them will extend their help. And as a part of that, we are not only one day we are doing blood donation. My colleague, one of our colleague there, she will have a list of all those our members with the details, and she will go. She was actually our receptionist also, so she used to coordinate. And whenever the call coming from any hospital, she had an excellent rapport with the hospital also. So she will, in rotation, make our colleagues to go and give the blood. So it is not a one-time activity. It has to be a continuity, and it has to be a total dedicated activity. So your point is that similar enthusiasm and proper utilization of energy and coordinating and monitoring of these small works of ours will have to be done. Like, I was the president of the Rotary Club of Bangalore Central that time. So we used to go every Sunday near one Kulur. There is a one what you call village, which is very poor, and they are all our the very lower state of the society. And we immediately said, why not we give them a cow? We will provide a cooperative society by which that milk can be sold. So one of my other earlier president also, he was very active in that and used to take us every Sunday. Every Sunday our visit is there. So we could see that each and every way, even education, getting their children educated, and through our contact, getting them admission also. And similarly, there the smaller, some of the elders that teaching within the that village. So many activities were taken. Electricity came through our efforts. They had no electricity. So now this is the one, every organization does one or other way. Today in the every Lions, Rotary, everybody does that. But it should not be felt it is a work of only a president of the club. He has taken president, let him do. So his endeavor is to see that on his call, on every location or any place, there will be 25, 30 people coming. And if they come, they get involved and then they follow it up. So your point is correct. Similar culture of our building the institution, that qualities we have to utilize for the societal development. And most of the program of the central state governments all are towards that. Only thing is sometimes there is in between leakages and all. So after banks opened Prime Minister Jan-Dhan account and ensured that direct benefit transfer, today whether it is in cash or kind, it is paid to the right beneficiary. All leakages are avoided. So because it is all hard-earned money, it should go for the proper, and the people who are beneficiary also should take it in a right spirit, and they must not take it as a like, no, this is my birthright and all, I get it just like that. No, his endeavor is that, okay, today I am in the beneficiary, by what time I will come out of that, so another new beneficiary can get joined. That also is a very important. It is not that, like, that is where the complaint was on Narega, that they may not work at all. But today, those works are also monitored, and they are all like, road or lake development or some rural drainage system or rural in the municipal area also. In all that, urban or rural, that works are monitored properly, so that you are also creating asset. And the person who is working also, that feels that I have worked for this and I got it. That type of sense of feeling also should be there. And the whole over a period of time, he migrates to urban and gets a better job and better facilities, better facilities. Then he gives education to his children, and the children, when they're educated, then they also may go India, abroad, and they will also think of some self-employment other than working also. Now, this is the journey of our any India country like India development, and that the real per capita income will grow.
Dr. M Narendra is a person who proved that the development of your organization is not inside your organization. It is really outside. What he did is he went outside and did everything at every place, seen the society as a whole, and undertaken the responsibility of the total growth of the society around the operation arena, and did everything to make everybody to come up in their life. And in turn, his organization automatically grown and gone in such a way, he got appreciations from the chairman of the institution. And eventually, he had become chairman and managing director of a prestigious bank and did some wonderful managerial works there also. Tell me something about your experience in Indian Overseas Bank, sir.
Indian Overseas Bank, our south-based Madras or Chennai-based, but all over India, and one of the leading public sector bank. As you rightly said, it had a very rich traditional legacy or history or that accomplishment, and some of the leading people those period thought of what do you call this particular bank, which has to have a overseas presence. And otherwise, to think of overseas presence at that moment of time was not really a normal thing. It was a really extraordinary. And the bank possessed around 12, 13 abroad branches, and particularly like Korea or Bangkok or Singapore, Hong Kong. These are the Malaysia also. These are the places. So when went there, of course, the bank has around 1,90,000 crores of business, and there were a slight feeling now they are not thinking little big. They have to little rise up to the occasion. So I have to little give them that a momental talk, as well as a one type of vision building and mission building, and creating not only for today, for tomorrow. So that was my major task, and I said that you can all be part of that journey, and we are not going to be remain only where we are, and there is a definitely that we have to cross certain milestones. So the bank in the first year itself, no, from that level of business, we crossed 2,50,000 crores. From November only, I went from November to March. So then also that another is branch expansion. We have to expand. And one thing, of course, I met that time our Chief Minister, Madam Jayalalitha also. She said that why not you have more than 1,000 branches in Tamil Nadu. We, within the shortest period, we crossed 1,000 branches in Tamil Nadu. That we came back and told Madam that we have already crossed. So she was really happy, and she became, no, in a way, part of our growth story. And she, not only the government support, she came for our function. Normally, Madam, no, selects properly which are the institutions she can go. She came for our public function, and it was more than 5,000 people in the such a big their World Trade or whatever center. So similarly, we opened our branches all over the India in a period of hardly around 4 years. We opened 1,500 branches, and the number of branches reached up to almost 3,500. The business resulted around 4 lakh crores of what you call business. We recruited around 18,000 fresh staff. We opened near additionally around 9 to 10 or more than that. Our regional office became around 52. In the sense, when you open, suppose Dehradun, you have to have a nearby regional office. So we opened Siliguri, some of the North India also, Northeast also. So it is so that today IOB is a large size, what you call global bank, not only India, abroad. Now, there may be, of course, the later part of that economic went into slightly lower growth, and that resulted in few what you call accounts, few or some of the larger accounts getting into that, and later the bank again now has come with the flying colors. In the last 1 year, they have made a good profit, and the all these opening of branches and the new people came who are to that bank, that helped the bank to sustain and stabilize, and even in difficulty to come out. And today, without any further addition of branches, these branches are all blossoming. Similarly, the bank gave 1,800, 1,600 promotion every year. So not only that, we saw that some of our colleagues went into other bank as executive director. One of our executive became the chairman of the another bank. So this, I was always feeling that in the industry, our people should be found. Then only we can say we have really done. So that was the spirit with which normally, and you should be, they'll say. Another thing is, whenever you are giving something to your staff or giving a certain, what you call promotion and all that, of course, you have to see the right candidate. But the opportunity when it is given, everybody, even a slightest lower related person will become extraordinary. This is all opportunity. So in view of that, if you have a little, very conduced in giving some good promotion, or you always think you have to get everything and you need not pass on to others, in that organization, there will not be momentum. I don't say that we are doing any ordinary or a wrong person to another post. No, that again, as an institution, you have the responsibility of mentoring and capacity building, competence mapping, and you have to give them what you call continuous monitoring, and you have to handhold them and counsel them to perform. So I always believe that everyone in IOB will be the chairman of the bank. He has to think in line with the chairman or the board of chairman or whoever. In that fashion, when they think, then the human ability and capabilities and their potentiality, it cannot be counted. So those potential should blossom into the organization growth. And otherwise, what may think, everybody will be a ordinary participator and observer, but not a dynamic participator. They have to become a dynamic participator and they have to become vibrant participator. And that can be done only by the leaders when they do really what they preach, they show it, that pass on to the upper to the lower level. And everywhere there will be that type of feeling and the organization develops. So I am glad that IOB could also do that. And it is not by me, it is by my entire 30,000 colleagues who proved. And that's how the bank could do some of the things which were never done there, but they could get it done and the bank would blossom.
As I am concluding this episode, I am so proud to state that Sir was an upright banker and he is a person of simple living and a person with principles and values. Please enlighten us something about your values and principles, sir, in living.
We are all had that good samskar coming from, first of all, from your parents. And I have told you in your program earlier also that my father was a teacher and earlier he was in military also. So the discipline and what you call, he also was involved in the Grama Sangh, where the local Grama or the village, that where he became the president of that. So that also where your point earlier, we need to be societal person. So that also got us to that type of thinking. And my mother also, even though she studied very poor up to maybe that time fifth standard, but she became very knowledgeable and knowing every aspect of whether social, economic or political or all that. She became the president of Mahila Mandal more than 25 years. And right from the inception of the Mahila Mandal until her death, she was the in charge of that. Today, the Mahila Mandal Kudai is one of the number one Mahila Mandal in this district. So that also showed that how do you balance between your housework as well as your social work. And other than that, everybody's pain is our pain. That is also my mother taught to us, that the people who are in and around, we must not in a way exploit them also. We must we find out why they are in problem, what are their pain, how we could ease that, how, whether it is a financial pain, whether it is a health pain, in all that my mother is to take them to hospital or tell somebody, why not you extend this help to her. And we ourselves, she from our own savings, she used to lend them, and whatever she used to tell, my father is to oblige. So this type of, apart from that, in the college where we studied and all, so I am telling that the values and principles and our life mission and life guide, whatever guidelines what we follow, and that we gets from our, first from the parent and the environment where you work, and from the education institution and the teachers and others, and that will become the lesson of our future. And we will continue with that principles. And as you rightly said, there is a not we are used to have any luxuries in life. In fact, to tell you, I also used to, mother used to prepare some flowers, some milk, some fruits, and I used to go to the market. And my goodwill of my mother is so much, I need not sit there. Somebody else will say, you give everything to me, I will give you your price, you go home, but I will sell on my own. So this type of goodwill of that society, where, because later my mother once contested for the some municipal or whatever election also. That time may not be municipal, gram election. So this all shows that no, we are still continuing with our my father's and mother's charitable trust, and that goodwill is there. So your values, principles are enshrined in a family culture, and that later it pass on to the organization culture also. And people like such valued people, if the organization is consist of, or where there is any let up, the others who are having the responsibility to see that the let up is plugged or removed, and see that they also follow that. And with that principles, whenever we move, like, the corporation bank, you, as you rightly said, that it had also a very important culture, distinctive culture. So I'm very glad that I got into that bank. And right from the board to the top management and everybody always exhibited, this is our baby and we have to get them grown, and get them grown in a orderly manner. Another important is just growing in a orderly manner and following those principles, as you rightly said. Not a slightest variation. My earlier chairman and others, they were never used to do. They are very particular of that, and they can get angry with the people if they don't follow that also. And their response to that, if there is any let up, very strong. And there were occasion in corporation bank whether the identity of the bank will remain. So all of us, we joined in that Ullal beach near, that, no, there the call was given that we have only two options: either we surrender to somebody or we have to survive. And that meeting completely changed. That is Ullal declaration. And the bank later is a growth story. So this can be happened only when the everybody have that principles, values, culture, and all that, what is needed for an organization. And I'm very glad that I'm a part of that.
We are very proud of you, sir, and thank you very much. We will continue this episode later in Imagine series. We are continuing a series of episodes, how to transform the society. The way you told, the Ullal Declaration transformed your bank. Same thing we should do further. Thank
Correct.
you very much, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Paul. Very good. You are always very, very enterprising. Thank you.